and is the ocean of all realities. That Allah teaching that nothing can be found of creation illah illallah, and that all creation exists within the ocean of Muhammadan Rasulullah. Virtue of the word La ilaha illallah means Allah teaching that don't look here, La ilaha illallah, there is nothing but Allah. It starts with the negation for the arifin and people who are trying to reach their reality, that, and this is the duality of the relationship between Allah and the soul, which is the reality of light, and the physicality of Sayyidina Muhammad, that Sayyidina Muhammad existence is to discipline the physicality towards the oneness of Allah. Means that all the messages and all the messengers are within the risalat and the messenger and the agency of the messengership of Sayyidina Muhammad. Every prophet is a prophet from the prophecy of Sayyidina Muhammad. Means there's only one Khalifa and one message to all creation throughout the time of creation. And from that ocean of Muhammadan Rasulullah 124,000 prophets, messengers within them 313, teaching about the oneness of Allah. So one message, many prophets, until the arrival of Sayyidina Muhammad becomes the khatam, the seal, the physicality and the arrival, the seal of the package with the arrival of the physicality of Prophet. And all the messengers and messages are teaching around the oneness of Allah. So then they begin to teach us the disciplining of the self and the zikr of Allah. That say La ilaha illallah and make zikr of Qul hu Allahu ahad. Means that the Qul hu, the category, and Qul hu Allah huwa ahad, means that to claim the oneness of the Divinely Presence means that least that we have to do in life and to go out into the world is to teach the oneness of the Divinely Presence, the reality of Allah as the Creator, and then for the arifin and the seekers of reality, the Hu, and the essence of power of the Divinely Presence in the zikr Hu, Qul Hu. Means then all the messengers coming to teach us about the existence of the Creator, disciplining the self so that we can reach towards that reality. And then Allah opens for us with the arrival of Sayyidina Muhammad the reality of Prophet. Means then this reality in our meditation and our tafakkur and our contemplation is a very deep reality, that when we are coming and asking Ya Rabbi that we want to understand You, we want to come into Your submission, we come to the door of Sayyidina Muhammad, say La ilaha illallah Muhammadun Rasulullah. You accept all the prophets, come into that holy ocean, accept holy books, learn the discipline of the physicality, the discipline of the self, to teach us about the way of Allah the Creator. Once we put upon these disciplines upon the self and begin to contemplate and purify and asking Ya Rabbi, we are coming, labbaik Allahumma labbaik, and then Allah begins to reveal within the soul, within the very being of the self, that inna Allahi wa malaikatahu yusalluna ala nabi. Means then the opening of this reality that Allah is teaching, that the Prophets come to teach you about my existence and my oneness, and I'm going to come and teach you about the reality of your existence and your existence and your reality is in Muhammadan Rasulullah. Means that Prophet taught us the zikr of Allah and La ilaha illallah. Said that you make just La ilaha illallah and the key of paradise opens for you and enter paradise. But the arifin and pious awliya Allah come into our life and say, why do you want just paradise? When Allah is offering maqam al-mahmud, the highest of realities. So then Allah begins to offer us. That now you came into the ocean of La ilaha illallah, the understanding of La ilaha illallah, that there is nothing but Allah is the creator. Then Allah begins to teach us the reality of Muhammadan Rasulullah. Because Prophet described, who knows himself will know his Lord. And the first movement towards knowing our Lord is to know our reality. That what ocean are you from? Because everyone thinking in the initial stage that we are from the ocean of Allah, astaghfirullah. And Allah keep confirming, La shareek, there's no partner with me, there's nothing like me. That your love for me, come. Now I teach you, Inna Allahi wa malaikatahu yusalluna ala nabi. And that praising and praying of Allah and malaika is something unimaginable. And what type of praise Allah is praising, and what form, what fashion, what strength and what power is Allah praising upon the reality of Muhammadan Rasulullah is not in our tongue. It's not even in our understanding. And they say that awliya Allah, their dua is that, Ya Rabbi, dress us from the understanding of the salawat al-Rabbaniyun, means the lordly salawat. That awliya Allah are asking to make the salawat of the lordly salawat that Allah is teaching from Allah's divinely oceans, and malaika are praising and praying upon Sayyidina Muhammad. And one just very small understanding that in the reference to time, that if you make salawat on Prophet from the day that you were born until the day that you pass, it's about 83 years average life, 80 years, 70 years, 100 years. If you calculate all of that, then Allah says that one day for Allah like 1,000 years. One day for Allah like 50,000 of your years. In reference to salawat, just thinking, if Allah is Inna Allahi wa malaikatahu yusalluna ala nabi, means Allah has not put any time of its beginning and any time of its end. And when Allah is praising upon Prophet and why that praise would ever end. But then Allah begins to describe for other instances that if one day of Allah's praise is like 50,000 of our years, then you can't imagine the weight and the power of a divinely praise upon Sayyidina Muhammad. Means that begins the ocean of power, the ocean of realities, that this is the secret of fusion from the divine lights. That Allah is praising and praying upon Sayyidina Muhammad, the reality of that prophetic light, with what qudra, with what praise, with what language, with what power and izzat of Allah praising upon that prophetic light, and what Prophet praising back to Allah's divinely presence as a shukr and a hamd. That Allah Prophet teaching that, Ya Rabbi, nobody can praise you as you deserve to be praised, by only your divinely praise. Means this power ocean begins to open, that Prophet praising Allah, but Allah taking that praise and praising back the reality of Sayyidina Muhammad, and then that power becomes so powerful that nothing can praise Allah except Allah's praise back to Himself. Means then they're teaching us that to enter these oceans of power, to enter these oceans of reality, to enter the ocean of uplifting is then the importance in Prophet. So then the celebration of Mawlid al-Nabi is the secret of creation. That if everything is coming into existence by the birth of the prophetic reality, Allah is Allah and no creation exists within Allah. So all of that creation exists within the light of Muhammadan Rasulullah. By coming for Milad al-Nabi, for coming to the love of the Prophets, for coming to the praise of the prophetic reality, we are coming towards our own existence and understanding of our existence. That we are from that ocean alayhi salatu salam, we are from that reality alayhi salatu salam, and that we will be returning back to that reality alayhi salatu salam. That every soul, every light goes back into that ocean, and Prophet purifies that light, purifies that reality and presents that to Allah's Divinely Presence. Means then they teach us by celebrating Milad al-Nabi, we are now opening the door towards that reality. That Ya Rabbi, teach us of our existence, teach us how we are coming into this existence by the reality of the creation of Muhammadan Rasulullah and by praising and praying upon Prophet then we are being dressed by Allah's Divinely salawats and Allah's Divinely dress, Allah's Divinely zikr. Because Prophet teaching us zikr of Allah, 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 Allah. But Allah teaching us the salawat on Prophet. Inna Allahi wa malaikatahu yusalluna ala nabi. Means then Allah begins to dress with the Divinely dress upon the soul and realities upon the soul from Allah's Divinely oceans. We pray in these holy nights and holy days opening towards Milad al-Nabi that the more and more love we show towards Prophet and he's not in need of it, but we are in need of it. That every time we praise upon Prophet one salawat, Prophet teaching that my soul is returned and I give 10 salawats back upon you, and that's from the Divinely lights. Those salawats are what dress us and bless us and begin to uplift us towards the lofty stations of Maqam al-Mahmud. That just not La ilaha illallah to enter paradise, but Allah giving the opportunity that if you want from Maqam al-Mahmud, then the love of Sayyidina Mahmud, Sayyidina Muhammad is in the heavens. That by coming towards that light, coming towards that love, making Durood al-Sharif, if you make Durood al-Sharif all your life, all day long, it's not like one day of Allah's salawat. Allah's salawat is like 50,000 of our years. Means that you can never show enough love to Prophet. And that love is not even a drop of the love of what Allah is dressing and blessing upon Prophet. We pray that Allah opens more and more love of Prophet, more and more himmah to do more and to move closer towards that love, and that from that love within the heart of Sayyidina Muhammad begins to open the love and the reality of Allah. That Allah can't be found either in the heavens or on earth, but in the heart of Prophet. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun, wa salamun ala al-mursaleen, walhamdulillahi rabbil alameen.
All people come to him, come to the way of Sultan Rabbiya, most honorable.